The following is a special presentation of the Westmoreland Sports Network.
One of the very best players in the entire country.
Aiden Udon, Mr. Electricity.
Amon with the carry, and he's in again for his second touchdown of the night. Dives for the pylon, and he's got it.
Touchdown, Nolan. Jackson Pond. Touchdown.
Westmoreland County High School football is on the air. This is 2024 Westmoreland County High School football, live on the Westmoreland Sports Network, presented by FSQ Sports Training in Level Green. Will you outwork your competition? By Aesthetic Family Dental, delivering quality dentistry and oral health services in Harrison City. By Manor Valley Golf Course in Export. Your next golf adventure awaits at Manor Valley. By the Dobrinick Funeral Home in Trafford. A caring and experienced staff here to support you. By Penn Township Commissioner Chuck Conkus. Good luck, Warriors, from Chuck Conkus. By Hoffman Wealth Management in Jeanette, committed to helping you pursue your goals. By Great Talk Family Vision Care, now open Sports Medicine. They have the best care, hands down. By State Farm Agent Alex Hetrick in Delmont. Like a good neighbor, State Farm Agent Alex Hetrick is there. By the John V. Graziano Funeral Home in Jeanette, providing the highest quality funeral services to the families in the Jeanette community. By Shula General Contractors in Penn Township, making dreams come true since 1975. By L&J Spiritwear, custom apparel, spiritwear, and uniforms for your favorite high school. And by Seton Hill University. Find your forward at Seton Hill University. Now, the Westmoreland Sports Network takes you live to the stadium for tonight's pregame show. Presented by FSQ Sports Training in Level Green on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
It is homecoming here at Penn-Trafford High School and Warrior Stadium tonight on the Westmoreland Sports Network as Penn-Trafford welcomes the Plum Mustangs for a Class 5A non-conference matchup here on WSN. Sean Meyer joined by Mark Kotarski on the call, Chris Smith manning the camera. And Mark, while this game is not a conference matchup, and in past years maybe not all that significant in terms of playoff implications, this year it's a lot different because in Class 5A, we know that 3 teams from each of the 3 conferences will get guaranteed spots, the top 3 out of those respective conferences, and then there will be 3 wild card teams, meaning that a matchup like this between 2 different conferences could have major implications, not just for the 2 teams playing, but for their respective conference mates.
Yeah, and let's not forget, as you mentioned at the start, homecoming, also neighboring school districts. So there's been a long-standing history here. But you're right, the WPIL made a change, trying to keep potentially some equity in who gets into the playoffs and making sure the best teams are there. And I think tonight's a great example of how that could play out. So we're excited to bring it to you.
Well, Penn-Trafford's a team that always has sky-high expectations entering a season, and this year no exception. They are 3-2 on the campaign, although to be completely honest, for Penn-Trafford, the standard is competing for and winning championships, so they still have a way to go. But last week was a a good step forward in that regard after they had a tough loss against Woodland Hills. They bounced back 33-7 at Kiski area. It was actually a tie game early in the third quarter, but a big play on special teams got the Warriors back on track. They ultimately won pretty convincingly. And really the recipe this season when they have success, the recipe 3 years ago when they won a state title, kind of the same. Limiting the turnovers, running the football, playing sound football, and trying to avoid those really costly penalties that have crept up far too often here in 2024.
That's a pretty good formula, Sean, and I'm sure you could sell that at the collegiate level, the pro level even, and certainly here in high school. You know, let's not forget in 2021, this was a Penn-Trafford team that by no means rolled through the schedule. They had to find their way and catch fire around this time of year. It's not to put a pressure expectation on, but just remember that each team is always growing, maturing, evolving. And I think Coach Ruane is happy with some of the progress he is seeing to this point in the season.
It's the pregame show presented by FSQ Sports Training on the Westmoreland Sports Network. FSQ Sports Training in Level Green. Will you outwork your competition? On the other side, the Plum Mustangs have had some tough sledding in 2024. They're just 1-4 overall. They did win a conference game. They are 1-1 in the Northeast Conference. Formerly in the Big East, they make the move to the Northeast. I don't know that that was a improvement for them necessarily. They play some really good teams geographically. Not terrible, but not quite as favorable maybe as the Big East. They are coming off of a lopsided loss against one of those heavyweights from their new conference, the Pine Richland Rams, 43-7. And what they've really struggled with at times this season is getting behind early in games, and then also they have yet to find stability at the quarterback position. 3 different players have seen kind of extended opportunities. Most recently, it's Antonio Hanslick. He's going to get the starting nod, we believe, tonight. Certainly for whoever plays quarterback, they have to limit the errors as well and probably just make the simple plays.
You were mentioning earlier the formula that Penn-Trafford has been using to be successful and how that could be sold at any level. Not having a quarterback you're confident with is also a recipe for disaster. But this Plum team has had some fits and starts in the Matt Morgan era. He's an alum, successful career at Pitt as a player, and had some time in and around NFL camps. And so he understands winning. He understands success. It's a program that has had some progress in his tenure, as I mentioned, and they're just hoping to find that one piece, that one part of the puzzle to get this thing kick-started and try to extend their season.
Yeah, they have some good players around the quarterback. Nicky Odom out of the backfield has run for over 300 yards. He's been a prolific player throughout his career, went over 1,000 a year ago on the ground. And Darian Nelson, who's been a 4-year contributor on both sides of the football. He's getting some Division I interest, also a basketball player. He is their leading receiver. You give him the ball, whether it's deep down the field or even short passes or via the handoff, he can make some things happen. So the Mustangs, a dangerous team. They certainly hung tough against another Big East Conference foe earlier this season in a narrow loss against Greater Latrobe. We'll take a break. When we come back, I will talk to the head coach of the Penn-Trafford Warriors in year number 15, John Ruane, about last week's win and tonight's matchup. That's as we continue the FSQ Sports Training pregame on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Drive like a champion with Bowser Chevrolet of Monroeville. You're always on the winning team with Bowser Chevrolet. Visit BowserChevrolet.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the power of Bowser in your hands. Customize your payments, apply for financing, get a value for your trade and more with the Bowser Express Store. See the full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs at BowserChevrolet.com. Bowser Chevrolet, where the power of Bowser is yours.
This is Dr. Mark Graytalk with Graytalk Family Vision Care.
Hi, this is Dr. Brian Graytalk, and I'm happy to announce our newest location in the Penn-Trafford area on Route 130.
Over the years, we have cared for families in Greensburg and Ligonier. We're very excited about our new location.
We carry designer glasses, bifocal contacts, and dry eye therapies.
Graytalk Family Vision Care, where I care means I care.
We care, Dad. Call 724-744-8804.
Every morning brings a new opportunity, a new chance to be great. But it's up to you to decide who you want to be. You can wake up and chase your dreams, or stay where you are and remain the same. The great ones keep pushing. The great ones do more. So, are you going to be great?
Good luck, Warriors, on a great season. From chiropractor Dr. Joseph Altier in Jeanette. Dr. Joseph Altier provides whole-body chiropractic care for all and specializes in headache relief. To make an appointment, call 724-52-SPINE. Serving the community for over 25 years, Dr. Joseph Altier Chiropractic, near Elliott Company in Jeanette.
We continue here on the pregame show on the Westmoreland Sports Network before the Warriors and Mustangs match up in the non-conference. I'm now joined by head coach John Ruane. His team a 33-7 victory last week in conference play at Kiski area. John, it was certainly a strong second half for your squad. A tie game early in the third. You got a big play on special teams and then kind of really took command. What did you see that allowed your team to really kind of pull away in the third and fourth quarters?
Again, we moved the ball pretty well all night. We just didn't put points on the board. We stalled inside their territory twice. We didn't punt Friday night, so we moved the ball. We just didn't finish and execute drives. But then in the second half, once Michael Cheplick took the kickback, our sideline kind of really came to life, and the defense played a little harder, the offense played a little harder, and we kept scoring, getting the ball back and scoring, which is what we want to do.
I talk to you almost every week about special teams. Did it kind of feel like that was going to happen at some point? You were going to break a long one, especially with Cheplick?
Yeah, he's done a great job all year. You know, he's definitely our fastest player, and he's very difficult to bring down. He's a big, strong kid at 205, 210 pounds. You know, he broke a tackle, he stiff-armed the guy, and then turned on the jet. So it was a really, really impressive return, and he really got us going.
I don't think Tasso Whipple running for nearly 200 yards was a surprise because he does that quite a bit. But you got almost all of your offensive production via the run game. Derek Carr went over 100 yards as well. I think back to when you made that run of the state championship, there were a lot of games where it felt like you had two guys running almost primarily providing your offense. Is that potentially a recipe for this season as well?
It depends on the game. It depends on the week. We have to be able to be a little more balanced, though. Friday, that wasn't the case because it's just what they gave us. So we're starting to see, different teams line up differently. And as always, we're going to try to take what they give us. And Friday, that was, the ability to let us run off tackle. They really pinched their defensive line. We were able to run off tackle quite a bit. We threw okay in a couple certain situations. We would definitely like to be more balanced. I think this game was more an anomaly than anything else, but we have been seeing a lot more man-to-man, which really opens up opportunities in the run game. Like, we can get some guys out of the box when they play man, and we found some creases and we hit some long ones, so that's kind of our MO against man.
I know you don't want to put too much pressure on your team by saying things like must-win game, but it seems like that win last week was pretty significant. You certainly didn't want to fall to 0-2 in conference play. So to go on the road and to get a win like that, how significant is that in terms of what you want to achieve this year?
We told the kids it was a must-win game because we're not going to lie to them. It is. You can't lose conference games after you lost the opener. Yeah, we're kind of straightforward with our guys, and they're a mature bunch, and they get it. But yeah, it was a big win. We have obviously still only halfway through the season, a lot to clean up, but we feel like we're progressing and getting a lot better.
Well, speaking of halfway through the season, so you've played in 5 games now, 5 more remaining in the regular season, hopefully more beyond that in the postseason. Looking at the season as a whole, what do you like and what are still the biggest areas that the team needs to improve upon?
I really like the progression of our offensive line. This was a inexperienced group that is quickly gelled, and I think they're playing very well. And I think our defense has gotten better every week, in particular the tackling and getting off the field on third down, which was an Achilles heel earlier in the year. So those 2 phases, I think, are definitely been our best improvement, so to speak. We would like to see more plays being made down the field, for sure. We need to be able to throw the ball deep and go get it. So that's always a point of emphasis in practice, and we need to apply it on a Friday night. And then we also need to start generating some more turnovers. It's tough to hold teams to 3 and out or, stop a drive. If you can generate a few turnovers, that really changes momentum. And it's really, a boost for the whole team.
Talking to Penn-Trafford head coach John Ruane here on the pregame. After a couple of conference matchups, you have a non-conference tilt at home against Plum.
However, especially this year with committee choosing wildcard teams, it feels like this could have pretty big significance in terms of the playoff implications. Does it feel a little different this year playing non-conference against another 5A team than maybe past years?
Yeah, I think it does. We thought the same thing when we played Moon, which as of right now turns out to be an important win because that whole conference is undefeated except Moon, who has one loss, and that's to us. So yeah, all these non-conference games are definitely going to play a factor in the seeding and who gets in and who doesn't. So yeah, we're treating it like a conference game.
So the Mustangs, while they're not in your conference, they're a team you're very familiar with. You've played in the same conference for quite a while against Plum. What do you see from them when you look at the Mustangs in 2024?
Very athletic defensive line that gets after it. You know, they've had some unfortunate breaks. They had a couple games where they were right there to win it, and they got hit by the turnover bug a little bit. So we think they're a good football team. We think they're tough. We think they have some talent on offense, guys that can break out and run. So it's definitely going to be a tough game.
It seems like their quarterback position has been in flux at times. I think 3 different players have gotten some decent reps there. So how do you prepare for something like that? What's your expectation and anticipation?
I guess we expect to see multiple guys. You know, we just got to kind of see what formations they're in because they like to vary it a little bit, and they do like to run out of a couple things more than others. So, I don't know, our defensive staff does a great job of getting the kids ready to recognize formation and expectations and, you know, at the same time not be fooled if it's a typical run set and then all of a sudden they run a play action pass and, you know, we're not getting beat deep. So, yeah, I mean, we expect to see multiple guys back there and even some Wildcat guys. They've been doing that. You know, they're diverse and difficult to prepare for.
I'm sure their defense wants to have a bounce-back effort after a rough game against Pine Richland. What do they do on that side of the football that might challenge you?
Yeah, like I said, their defensive ends are really aggressive. They come upfield and they get after the quarterback quite a bit. They have very fast inside linebackers who run to the ball well, and they have an aggressive secondary that goes after guys when they run routes into their territory. So we definitely have to do a good job of breaking off routes sharp and delivering the football on time. And obviously we got to protect our quarterback with the outstanding pass rush that they have.
In addition to that, anything else that will be key to victory?
Yeah, we have to score points, period. We have to, I sound like a broken record almost, but we have to get into their territory and finish the drive. That's been our Achilles heel all season long. I feel like we could be a 5-0 football team if we had done that throughout the last 5 weeks. I think we're underachieving in that regard, so that's definitely the name of the game Friday night.
Lastly, it's a special night. It is homecoming. What does that mean for the Penn-Trafford community?
Just another great experience for the kids in front of our awesome crowd, and there'll be a lot of people there, as there always are. You know, it's just a unique community effort across the board for our kids and our fans and our student section, and it's an awesome place to be.
Certainly looking forward to it, John. Thanks so much for taking the time, and good luck against the Mustangs.
Thanks a lot, Sean. Appreciate it.
That's John Ruane, the head coach of Penn-Trafford. We'll take a break and continue after this on WSN.
At Smale Kia, we know that winning takes hard work, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. By sponsoring Shining Stars, we'll select 2 teams each season to help fund their booster programs. Rewarding their hard work, athletic progress, and community service is an investment we're proud to make. Right now, lease a 2025 Kia Sportage EX all-wheel drive, $299 a month, or lease a 2024 Kia Forte LXS for only $175 a month. Route 30 East Greensburg or smalekia.com.
Come to D'Annunzio's in Latrobe at the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport and experience our Sunset Terrace overlooking the runway. Enjoy the unique, peaceful vistas from the terrace while you have lunch or dinner. You even have a great opportunity to see flight traffic coming into and flying out of the airport. D'Annunzio's also has entertainment on the Sunset Terrace every Friday night, weather permitting, from 6 to 9. Give D'Annunzio's Latrobe a call today to book your reservation for the Sunset Terrace.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday Night Football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Conkus.
Shula General Contractors specializes in transforming the most important space, your home. With our team, your kitchen, bathroom, basement remodel, deck, or addition will be constructed by licensed, insured professionals. We also have extensive background in new home construction with building lots available in Penn Township. As an approved VA builder, we make life at home easier for our most deserving heroes. Call 724-744-4290 or shulacontractors.com.
Back here on the Westmoreland Sports Network before tonight's Class 5A non-conference matchup. Sean Myers, Mark Katarski here at Warriors Stadium in Harrison City. Penn-Trafford and Plum set to renew their rivalry. Matchup that happens just about every year, and it's been one that's dominated by Penn-Trafford. The Warriors in the all-time series lead 16-6. Started back in 1972. The last time that Plum won a head-to-head game, Mark, I was in high school, so it's been a little while. 2001, the Mustangs reigned supreme over Penn-Trafford, but it's been a lot of domination for the team in green since then.
And that is at least within this millennia, Sean,
yes.
Unlike some of us on air. But, the ball does not know the history, and these teams, as you mentioned in the open, although it's not a conference game, there could be some postseason ramifications. So it's a little ramped up than the average one, and should be a fun one here tonight.
So looking on the Plum side of things, it's a safe bet. You can't guarantee, but it's a safe bet that Pine Richland and Penn Hills will be two playoff teams. That leaves one guaranteed spot between North Hills, Plum, Shaler, and Fox Chapel. Now the Foxes are already 0-2, so they're in a tough spot. Plum, North Hills, and Shaler probably will be competing for that one spot, and then the potential for a wild card. And so if the Mustangs were to win against Penn-Trafford, it really would help them as a potential wild card bid over maybe a Big East team, because they would have this win against Penn-Trafford. It would help their conference as a whole. Conversely, Penn-Trafford right now, you're thinking we just need to get playing our best football, because they don't really want to get in as a wild card. They've done that before. They want to take care of their business. They already lost to Woodland Hills, but many people think the Wolverines could be the favorites, so there's still a lot of opportunity in front of the Warriors, but they need to keep it up after a good second half a week ago.
And you frame that really well, Sean. There are levels to this. Certainly if you can be within the top four, you get a bye. You're also playing for home games. So it's not just getting in, it's trying to move up. And again, the criteria has been somewhat vague out of the WPIL. So for these teams, any sort of victories against other conferences, you've got to think will be a criteria, especially when you're only playing 9 regular season games. There's only so many data points, so they all matter and they're all important. And both teams have something to have a focus on.
And to your point, the week 0 games would not count towards that. That's a good thing for Plum. They were steamrolled against Franklin Regional 42-7. Penn-Trafford in week 0, the Warriors lost 26-14 against Norwin, which at the time was pretty surprising. The Knights gone up to a really good start. They have fallen on hard times since then, and the Warriors have seemingly found their way a little bit. By the way, while we were talking to John Ruane, they crowned the King and Queen for homecoming here at Penn-Trafford. The King is going to get a lot of mentions tonight because he happens to be a star for the Warriors football team. Tasso Whipple, and the Queen was his date. A soccer star, Reese Solomon, a terrific keeper who was absolutely stellar in their win Wednesday that we had a broadcast of, right at this field against Greater Latrobe, 2-1. She is headed to play at Robert Morris next year. So congrats to Tasso Whipple and Reese Solomon, the King and Queen in 2024.
You and I are both professional wrestling fans, I guess we'll admit it, but do we have to refer to him as King Whipple, like the former King of the Ring winners?
Perhaps, yes.
Yeah,
King Whipple.
We'll have to check into that. But no, that's part of the pageantry, part of what makes high school football, especially in Western PA, what it is. And to see those two young people be recognized by their fellow students, their success as members of the student body, but also as student athletes, is certainly commendable and something great to be seen. We also had a neat ceremony earlier, Sean. They had the first female kicker in WPL history, and I'm going to be struck for forgetting her name.
Is it Jody Hall?
That's
that correct?
Exactly who it is, a Penn-Trafford grad. And ironically, both teams, or coincidentally, have female kickers, including this one that we just saw here.
That's Olivia Bigger, who kicks it off. It's dropped by the Warriors. And did the Mustangs come up with the takeaway already? It looks like they have. They're pointing, saying it's their football, and Plum comes up with the fumble recovery. What a start on what was a very short kick from Bigger, and the Warriors turn it over on the first play of the game.
Yeah, we're going to have to say that was by design. I think the direction and the distance of the kick was probably twofold. One, to keep it away from the return people, but also to give you the chance, which happened, at potentially recovering it either live or off of a muff or a fumble, And Plum, it's exactly the play that they would need to try to get some momentum and energy.
It was Eli Matolsky who came up with the fumble recovery. And so the Mustangs, on the first play from scrimmage, give it to Nicky Odom, a player who we mentioned is quite accomplished in his own right, and a good gain on first down for Odom. Looks like he'll be just about a yard shy to bring up a 2nd and 1. A lot of teams might take a shot here, but with the quarterback in Antonio Hanslick, who is not all that experienced at the position, we'll see if the Mustangs go with that option.
And that line had a huge surge on that first play. Let's see if that's a pattern throughout the night.
Hanslick's going to pass, and that pass is incomplete through the hands of his intended target, Brendan Marston. It was a little bit of a wobbly pass, but one that Marston should have snagged. It brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Mustangs.
And in high school football, you're probably in a 4-down territory here. A few kickers are good from this range. I know the young man up at North Allegheny, also Joey Bain at Franklin Regional, are two ones that can really do it. But for most teams, it's 4 down, so that's why you take the shot on 2nd down. That's typically, even in short yardage, that's your play action or your pass down is the 2nd down, and you saw a pattern there.
They give it back to Odom as he tries to stretch it wide, and he's not going to get to the line to gain. And so I would suspect Mustangs will keep the offense on the field here.
Yeah, that does change the playbook, though. You know, from 3rd and 1, and you're hoping at worst you're in 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Now you're 4th and medium here. And now the playbook's a little different. And as you mentioned, with a junior quarterback there in Hanslick, somebody who's been in and out throughout the year, this is a tough opportunity for him, but a great one nonetheless.
They have 5 yards to go. Still getting situated with this new scoreboard that we have here. And a short pass is complete, and I think that is just beyond the sticks as TJ Fatulis comes up with the reception. He knew exactly where he needed to go as Plum does convert. It's 1st down for the Mustangs.
Wow, was that a great job of a pass and catch there by Plum. Just run to the sticks, give your quarterback a chance to throw a simple route, doesn't have to read it, in rhythm to complete the 1st down. That's a great way to build momentum for that young man behind center.
From the 27-yard line. They give it to Odom. Tries to take it to the right side. He is brought down. Good penetration by the Warriors defensively. In on that tackle is Luca Butler. He's not officially a starter on defense, but he's getting starter reps right now, and he is delivered. That is tackle number 22 on the campaign for him.
Those linebackers are really finding their way through the line of scrimmage, and credit to the Penn-Trafford line being able to occupy the blockers to let those guys get free. Look for Plum to do some things potentially with their blocking scheme to try to account for it. The other thing you can do is run some play action to slow down their pursuit.
2 wide to the near side, 1 to the far side for Plum. They go right back to Odom. Big hole up the middle, and he gets near the 20-yard line before he is driven backwards by Jesse Lisbon. But the offensive line has got some talented players for the Mustangs creating holes in the early going.
Yeah, and there's another way, too, offensively to do that, just sort of mixing up the rhythm of how you're doing the handoffs and how you're doing the run plays, also throwing a little motion in there as well to try to occupy them. Matt Morgan's been around as the head coach, and I'm sure he's helping to understand the rhythm and how they want to do this thing offensively.
Short pass to the far side is complete, and the Warriors unable to make the tackle as Sloan Humphreys showing his elusiveness, gets the first down. That's a concerning sign for Penn-Trafford.
Love what Plum is doing here from a play calling in, helping their young quarterback get his confidence and rhythm. And
another short pass. They go back to the well, and Humphreys nearly was able to get into the end zone on that one before the Warriors were able to force him out of bounds. They'll call it the 7-yard line, but an impressive start for Plum, all because of that fumble recovery that they had on the opening kickoff.
And offensively, with these short passes, you'll see Penn-Trafford adjust, I'm sure, over the game to just move everybody a little closer and really bring their safeties down, because there is no need to be worried about it deep. How does Plum counteract that? Now's not the place in the short red zone here.
2nd and 5 at the 7. Odom that time is taken down. Good penetration by Stu Fowl, the nose tackle. Now it looks like it's going to be the short passes right around the line of scrimmage and a lot of Nicky Odom tonight for the Mustangs.
So far, so good. This will be interesting. Is this 4 down? Are you trying to get a touchdown to really turn this game, or do you just get points on the board early? They're in the middle of the field, so from a field goal, this would be a good place to keep it. This play will tell us a lot. If it's run, probably going forward in 4 downs. If it's a pass, it's probably just for this down.
Odom on a little bit of a counter, and that doesn't go much of anywhere. Kellen Taylor, among others, in on the tackle. So you mentioned if it runs, maybe they keep the offense out there, but they didn't gain anything on that, and so they are going to bring out Olivia Bigger, who has a couple of field goals, including a 31-yarder, to attempt to get the first points of the game.
That's why I sit up here, Sean, and not on the sidelines.
A 25-yard attempt for Bigger. The kick is up, plenty of leg. She's got a heck of a leg there, and it is good. So a good start for the Mustangs. They get 3 points, taking advantage of the turnover. We'll take a break and continue after a quick break right now on WSN.
Having plumbing issues? Level Green Plumbing and Heating can help. Level Green Plumbing and Heating specializes in drain and sewer service, water heater installation and repair, excavating and trenching, and if you have frozen pipes this winter, they can get that water flowing again. Level Green Plumbing and Heating is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with emergency service available anytime. Call 412-372-5544 or visit lgph.com.
Money is more than a number or your bank account balance. Money is one of the culminations of your life's work. We at Hoffman Wealth Management want to learn about who you are, hear your goals, your dreams, and what you want to do in your life. We're more than just financial advisors. We're your partners on life's path. Hoffman Wealth Management views ourselves as an extension of your team. Contact us today to embark on a partnership that puts your goals and aspirations at the forefront.
Olivia Biggers, they go onside kick here, and the Mustangs have it again. Or at least it looks like they initially do, as that's a John Ruane special. Are they saying that it's Penn-Trafford ball? The official pointed in the Warriors' direction. I don't think that's correct, because based on the reaction, I think this is Plum football.
Yeah, and this is a uniqueness. We see Bill Beener here, the white hat. Yeah, so what they're going to do is they're going to say Plum touched that early. And if that's the case, it's dead exactly where they touched it. Bill Beener with a veteran crew here tonight leading them, and they got right on top of it. Whether or not that's the case, we don't know. You don't see a whole lot from Coach Matt Morgan and the staff, but that would be the call, is that was touched by the offense that early.
Because it certainly was not recovered by Penn-Trafford. We were pretty confident about that.
Yeah, and this is Jeff Fisher. Where are you? Remember 1 year with the Titans, Jeff Fisher went onside. I believe it was against Peyton Manning, and they were able to pull off the upset. And Plum certainly all in on this. Really, really impressed by their aggressiveness from the coaching staff.
So the Warriors, as a result, get great starting field position on the plus side of midfield. Louver hands it off to the homecoming king, Tasso Whipple. A nice gain on first down as he gets to about the 43-yard line. Whipple is having a terrific season. He's had a terrific career. Let's look at the starting lineup for Penn-Trafford. On the line, 77, Kellen Taylor. Ethan Septak, 58. Centers Bryce Ruby, 52. Luca Butler, 51. And Brandon Long, 66 are on the right side. Nick Ponko, number 26. And Jack Weissar, number 12 are the receivers. 23, Dom Smith, the H-back. 22, Jacob Riggs, the tight end. 34, Tasso Whipple, the running back. And the quarterback looking to pass now is 15, Johnny Louver. And he connects on a good pass down the middle. There was a big hit late, but able to hang on is Whipple. And he is doing it all so far here. Whipple with his 10th reception of the season.
They sent all 5 eligibles out on that one, had route combos on the outside to allow Whipple to run free through the middle, and Louver with a great pass. With a great pass.
The Warriors have entered the State Farm Insurance Red Zone. Call State Farm agent Alex Hedrick in Delmont for a free quote. He'll make a donation to your sports team. From the 14. Whipple a sidecar next to Johnny Louver. Fake of the handoff. Weissar on a short pass. Trying to get yards after catch, but not a ton there. Gets to maybe the 11 for the top pass catcher for PT. That is his 21st reception. He had a 10-catch game earlier this season. A rarity at the high school level.
Well, if you have him on your fantasy team, that was a great game.
2 wide each way, including Whipple on the near side. And Louver's going to run this one. We don't see he running the football all that much. It's more so Carr, the quarterback, but that time Louver trying to use his legs, gets just a yard to bring up a 3rd and medium.
Gosh, in 4 plays, you've seen about everything, right? It was Whipple off tackle, Whipple down the middle for a pass, and then they went with that little screen/lateral, and now quarterback run. That's a lot to deal with for a defense. Important play right here for both teams.
This time it'll be 3 receivers, including Whipple to the far side. Giese out there as well. He's becoming an emerging threat. Weissar, the lone receiver, to the near side. Now Giese moves in motion. Louver looking that direction. Fires it, and Giese able to make the catch. A really handsy grab. It looks like it's going to be right at the line. And so I think it's going to be a yard to go for Penn-Trafford on 4th down.
Doesn't look like any hesitation from the sideline. They're going to go for this one. Huddle up here. Try to get the group organized.
Ball at the 5-yard line. They need the 4.
They have Michael Bada, it looks like, as the quarterback.
That'll be Whipple.
Yeah, they're going to go Wildcat.
Whipple. And one cut. That gets him the first down. It gets him the end zone. A 5-yard score for Tasso Whipple.
Well, I don't think it takes a genius of a coach to say, let's get the ball to our best player with a lot of blockers. They did that. Whipple scores. The King, I was looking for something, and I'm out of it. But touchdown for Tasso Whipple.
Now the PAT, and the Warriors are going to use their female kicker, Alexis Brown, and that kick is good. She scored 2 goals on the pitch on Wednesday, and she gets the PAT to make it 7-3. We'll take a break and continue 5A action here on WSN.
Give your taste buds a taste of Italy by biting into a slice of pizza at Dom's Pizzeria in Trafford. Voted by the readers of the Tribune Review as the best pizza in Trafford, Dom offers 17 unique toppings for you to choose from. Also try Dom's specialty pizzas, all made with 100% olive oil. Dom's Pizzeria also has wings, hoagies, calzones, wraps, and pasta, all at affordable prices. Eat in or take out, and we deliver. Call 412-372-DOMS. Cabot Avenue in Trafford, and a proud sponsor of tonight's Warrior Player of the Game.
East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, Western Pennsylvania's #1 physical therapy practice since 1984, is always offering same-day or next-day appointments for all new patients. With 8 convenient locations and extensive therapy services, ESSMC offers the best care anywhere, hands down. Call 412-856-8060 or visit ESSMC.com to schedule today. ESSMC Physical Therapy. Your health, your decision.
Kickoffs have been an adventure tonight. That time Warriors go a little bit more of a squib approach for the freshman Jack Miller, and the Mustangs initially failed to secure it, but ultimately Plum does get possession as they now face a 7-3 deficit after the 49-yard touchdown drive capped off by Tasso Whipple's 5-yard run. Matt Morgan and John Rowan, two veteran coaches. I don't know if they crossed paths in high school or not. Maybe a single year they crossed over potentially. This drive begins at the 31 for the Mustangs. And a little pitch play here to Odom. They got him in motion, but Nicky Odom had nowhere to go as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. No further. Let's look at the starters for the Mustangs, left to right on their line. Number 76, Benjamin Strickland. Dorian Anderson, 52. Frank Grizulis, number 77. Matt Nelson, 54. And Darian Slaughter, an outstanding player, 51, rounds out the offensive line. Receivers are 5, Darian Nelson. 8, Sloan Humphreys. TJ Fatulis, number 12. Nicky Odom, 36, the running back. The H-back is Eugene Hanslick. And the quarterback is his twin, Antonio Hanslick, who wears number 7. Second down, 10 yards to go. No disguising that, just a straight handoff up the middle to Odom, and he gets enough to make it a manageable third down. Looks to be about 5 yards to go for the Mustangs.
And as we mentioned, Plum's offensive line having some success. And it's the really important thing for them is those second level blocks. Can they engage those linebackers, slow them down, find the holes. Odom has been able to make room once he's there, find room, excuse me. But those linebackers have been really, really active for Penn-Trafford.
3rd and 5, they go 4 receivers here. Have yet to see them really go down the field. That'll change here as that lofted pass incomplete. Nelson, the intended target. They like him one-on-one. I don't know that they like the odds when he's one-on-2 as that falls incomplete, and now likely a punt for Plum.
And that play, certainly they wanted the first down, but as much as anything, that was to take the top off of the defense, as the coaches say, by throwing a deep one down the middle. Hopefully you back off those linebackers, that secondary, to give you a better chance to run math within the box.
Number 79 out to punt. That is Terrence Montu, brother of Kennedy Montu, outstanding athlete for the Mustangs in previous years. Line drive punt, and it is a fair catch. I didn't see the signal, maybe because the ball got on Carr so quickly. And so the Warriors will begin their second offensive drive after the defense gets a 3 and out. Speaking of defenses, let's take a look at the Plum unit. It is a 4-3. The D linemen are 76 Benjamin Strickland, 51 Darian Slaughter, Evan Corrigan, number 55, and Dorian Anderson, 52. The backers, number 3 Trent Reese, Nick Sheffo, 26, and Darian Nelson, number 5. Noah Odom, the twin of Nicky Odom, number 2. TJ Fatulis, number 12. Tyler Bellino, 23, and 83 Nico Signor are in the secondary. Pass is complete over the middle as Nick Ponko comes up with the reception on a nice feed by Louver, who had plenty of time to survey the scene and find the open receiver.
Plenty of time is the operative phrase there. Certainly had enough to look downfield, allow that route to develop, come back through the middle for the catch. Penn-Trafford's in a good rhythm here offensively with play calling and execution.
And they really would love to get Ponko going. He was so impressive as a freshman when he had 18 catches. That is just his 3rd grab of the year. I was expecting him to have a monster season. Hasn't happened quite yet. There's one down the field to Weissar. He's got it, and he will find Pater. Jack Weissar, a 46-yard touchdown.
Louver did such a wonderful job there. They motioned towards that side. He just kind of hung on, a little play fake to the flat to give enough time to find Weissar down the sideline. Well executed, well designed for Penn-Trafford in the score.
Well, I mentioned the receiving numbers down a little bit for Ponko. They have skyrocketed for Weissar, and that will simply add to them as he was able to haul that one in and beat Tyler Bellino to score the touchdown. Logan Hunter now on for the extra point, and first we will have a penalty. Looks like Darian Nelson got a little anxious. He'll be called for the offside. Throwing the football down the field has been a struggle times this season for Penn-Trafford. It feels like so far this could be a get-right game in that regard.
I think so, and you see there the penalty. Coach Ruane came out, signified that he wanted that assessed on the kickoff.
Because they're going to stay with the PAT attempt.
Yeah, and we'll see the officials here are talking. It's great to see a veteran crew like this get together, get the call right. And we'll see what Billy Beener has here. You'll see Billy on the hardwood in the winter as well. Part of that Beener family from Uniontown.
All right, so they're just going to, maybe they didn't have the option to tack it on for the kickoff, so they will just go with the PAT here, declining that penalty. So now Logan Hunter, who has 14 of these, will line it up. After Brown made the first one. That's a strong kick, and it is good. Extra point makes it 14-3. Penn-Trafford over Plum as we continue our coverage right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Good luck, Warriors, on a great season. From chiropractor Dr. Joseph Altier in Jeanette. Dr. Joseph Altier provides whole-body chiropractic care for all and specializes in headache relief. To make an appointment, call 724-52-SPINE. Serving the community for over 25 years, Dr. Joseph Altier Chiropractic, near Elliott Company in Jeanette.
Now they kick off from Jack Miller. And we have a traditional kickoff this time. No tomfoolery as Nelson on the return nearly broke that when he gets beyond the 35. That's where the Mustangs will begin this drive. It was a good burst from Darian Nelson.
And Plum here, their third series, almost made it consecutive series there with that attempted onside that they touched just a little early. Weren't able to get a first down in the last series. And you got to think, Sean, down 14-3 on the road. This drive is about as important as they're going to see tonight.
Yeah, you feel like if they don't at least have a sustained drive, obviously they love points, but they have to try to stop the momentum a little bit that the Warriors have built up. So they go back to Old Faithful and Nick Odom. And he gets to the 40, a 4-yard pickup on first down. You get 4 yards every time, you'll take that.
Yeah, and you made a point about a sustained drive. We forget that field position is so critical in high school football. Just putting teams in tough spots, shortening the playbook, making teams have to run 10, 11 plays sometimes to score is difficult. And so for Plum, there would be value in just trying to keep the ball for a while and move it, let alone trying to score.
2nd and 5 yards to go. Odom again. This time he finds tough sledding, a slew of players, including Stu Fowlin on the tackle. For years and years, you think Penn-Trafford, you think of winning in the trenches. And I'm sure that while they've done that quite a bit this year, never to the full satisfaction of John Ruane. He wants to be dominant in that regard. And they gave up some bigger runs early, but it seems like this defensive line's starting to settle in a little bit.
They are, and remember, it's defensive line. It's that front 6 in their scheme, front 7, depending on what they do with that other safety, that are really, really critical in working in concert. You can see their formation here. It's almost a stack there with the 3-3. That can be complicated on both sides.
Warriors get some pressure, and they trip up Antonio Hanslick, who initially wanted to pass, and he got out of the pocket, a shoestring tackle, and it'll be another 3 and out, it appears, for the Mustangs offensively.
And just put a little spy there on the quarterback, knowing that he hasn't shown great penchant to get it downfield. And well designed and well executed on the tackle.
Montu to punt it away, Carr back for the punt return. Punt returns have been very sparse this year, it seems like, at the high school level. I look at these stats for some of these teams. Sometimes they only have 1 or 2 punt returns total halfway through the season. We're not going to get one here. Carr calls for the fair catch, and he's able to snag it with a player in Joshua Curry bearing down on him, who's also the long snapper. I'm always impressed when the long snapper is the first guy down the field for the coverage unit.
They say that's one of the differentiating things as you move up in levels, not only how accurate you can be. I mean, one bad snap can derail your career moving forward, but it's also speed and athleticism that is a part of that equation also.
33-yard line is where this drive begins. Louver hands it off to Whipple. A little counter action there, and they get about 5 yards on first down, and that will do it for the opening quarter of play. It is a 14-3 lead for Penn-Trafford over Plum. We'll continue our coverage right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
This is Dr. Mark Graytalk with Graytalk Family Vision Care.
Hi, this is Dr. Brian Graytalk, and I'm happy to announce our newest location in the Penn-Trafford area on Route 130.
Over the years, we have cared for families in Greensburg and Ligonier. We're very excited about our new location.
We carry designer glasses, bifocal contacts, and dry eye therapies.
Graytalk Family Vision Care, where I care means I care.
We care, Dad. Call 724-744-8804.
A quarter in the books, and it is a 14-3 lead for Penn-Trafford over Plum. Sean Myers and Mark Kotarski here. The second quarter is presented by DBAT Pittsburgh East, opening this winter and export. DBAT features a 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art baseball and softball training facility with the best tech, gear, and instruction. Visit dbattpiteast.com or visit their social media pages to see what everybody is talking about. This one, a first down gainer out to the 45-yard line.
And that was Carr on a quarterback counter. When you talk to coaches across all levels, they say the designed quarterback run has been the biggest change to the game in the last 5 or 10 years at all levels.
Carr had a really good game on the ground last week as that short pass complete to Tyler Boss, but not a lot there. Gets just a yard after the pass from Johnny Louver. Louver's looked pretty accurate in the early going, and that's a welcome sign for a Warriors offense that really could use that kind of dimension added to it.
Just rounds out their offense, as you mentioned. It's an offensive line with enough experience, and especially 5 games in, they found their way, and Tassa Whipple's one of the more, there he is.
Well, that's timely, Mark, because Tassa Whipple is going to take this one to the house. Whipple goes 56 yards.
And he wasn't touched very much, if at all, Sean. You really see the burst there, but I'm sure he would be the first one to credit his offensive line, especially that left side. Ethan Septak, Kellen Taylor, and center Bryce Ruby.
He is in there replacing Septak, who's normally the center, because Septak slides over with David Dietzick out. So some moving parts, but they're making it work here tonight. As that is blocked by Nelson. We saw him come prematurely for a offside on the last PAT. This time he's able to get the block and keep it a 20-3 game. Warriors offense clicking right now. They have the lead. We'll take a break and continue on WSN.
Shula General Contractors specializes in transforming the most important space, your home. With our team, your kitchen, bathroom, basement remodel, deck, or addition will be constructed by licensed, insured professionals. We also have extensive background in new home construction with building lots available in Penn Township. As an approved VA builder, we make life at home easier for our most deserving heroes. Call 724-744-4290 or ShulaContractors.com.
Warriors with 3 consecutive touchdown drives, that time 56 yards on the Tasso Whipple score. The drive in total spanning 67 yards here on homecoming at Penn-Trafford. Sean Myers joined by the incomparable Mark Kotarski. Chris Smith manning the camera tonight.
And that's Whipple's second touchdown to go along with the homecoming crown.
This one on a bounce is fielded at about the 17-yard line and no running room for Raphael Still as he gets just to the 20-yard line, and so that's where the Mustangs will begin. This is the worst starting field position that they've had here tonight. 3 and out on each of the last 2 drives after they had an impressive first drive following the muffed kickoff by Penn-Trafford.
And their quarterback that you talked about, Antonio Hanslick, had great success in the opening drive with the short, quick passing scheme. Has tried to go downfield a little bit since and struggled. You wonder if they go back to that here in this drive.
Handoff to Odom. And again, not a lot. Stu foul on the tackle. He's all sorts of fired up. It is no gain on first down for Nicky Odom. Mustangs graduated some good players from a year ago. Sean Franzi was their quarterback. He's now a punter at Edinboro. He obviously punted at the high school level. There's Darian Nelson. He'll be playing at the next level if he opts to. But a gang tackle for the Warriors stops him at the 25 to bring up a 3rd and 6.
And that's some of that quick pass game that we saw in their first drive, which resulted in a field goal.
Well, they want to get the ball to Nelson in space. But that time they got the ball to Nelson without a lot of space. 2 wide each way. Short pass to Humphreys, and he's got the first down. A little stop-start action for Sloan Humphreys. And they're giving these safe passes for Antonio Hanslick, and so far he's done a pretty nice job with it.
And TJ Fatulis, who's also doubled as a quarterback with a great block on the outside. That's the only thing that makes these quicks work.
This one goes up the middle for Odom. Yeah, Fatulis was one of the 3 players who has seen considerable reps at quarterback. John Nonnenberg, the other. Nonnenberg had a rough go of it last week, so I think they decided to give the junior Hanslick the opportunity. I think Nonnenberg still has a bright future, but went through some growing pains. Another short pass to Humphreys. He is shifty. That time the Warriors had it read a little bit better as Landon Stickle comes up with the tackle. He is maybe the unheralded of their 4 starting linebackers. The other 3 have gotten a lot of attention, not just this year, but in previous years. Dom Smith, Jamison Yurt, and Tasso Whipple. 3rd and 4. And that's not going to be enough as Odom was stonewalled, and the Warriors seemingly will get off the field after that tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
And there was a little hesitation over on the Plum sideline, but cooler heads prevailed, and you know that Penn-Trafford's going to be given the safe sign here. Just play this regular.
Now you have to wonder maybe if Odom got enough yardage to make it a 4th and 1.
I think they would have, Sean. Yeah, I think they would have gone for it.
Montu's been busy recently. That's a little bit of a higher punt than we saw from him earlier. And Carr again with the fair catch. All right, Mark, you know how I have these crazy ideas every now and then.
Go on.
I talked about this at 5 in the morning. I don't know if you were tuning into the Fan at that time or not, but if you missed it, I spoke about if sports were invented in 2024, knowing what we already know, how much different would they be? Because obviously when football or baseball were invented over a century ago, everything was completely different. And then you've established traditions and records and history that you don't want to completely unravel. What would be different about football? I honestly think kick points would be eliminated.
I was just going to say that. That was going to be my first one, that I think we would have gotten rid of those.
It's actually crazy that they're seemingly becoming more and more prevalent as they go double reverse, and Lisbon's going to air it out, and a lot of contact, and that's going to be a pass interference on the Mustangs on that trick play. Lisbon threw it up, and just a little too handsy in the secondary on that attempted pass to Ponko.
Yeah, and Ponko almost posted up the defensive back there and just put him on his hips and put it in position where it had to become that. And great call there. You know, you'd say, well, what did we get from it? You got 15 yards out of it, and that's a first down, which is something. And really inventive, creative call. That's also the kind of thing that goes on film, and you just steal a few minutes of prep from your opponents here down the stretch. Eye candy, if you will, that keeps coaches up at night. So to listen to the fan at 5 a.m.
That's right, from the 25 to the 40. Yeah, it seems like, especially at the highest levels in the NFL, 55, 60-yard field goals have become a common occurrence. I think it feels like half the points, if not more, in games right now are coming from kicks, whether it be field goals or PATs. Carr and a quarterback rolling. Short pass is complete. That's a nice, easy throw for him as he's able to hook up with his H-back Dom Smith for his 6th catch of the year.
I happened upon the Cowboys-Ravens game Sunday, just sort of in between things, and saw the Cowboys line up for a 64-yard field goal attempt in the first quarter, and they kicked it. And the guy had 5 yards with it.
Aubrey, yeah, he's probably going to at some point set the record. He had a 60-yarder last night, I believe.
It's just remarkable how that has evolved over time. And to your point, I think it's taken a lot out of the game. If you get to the other team's 45, you're in range now. It's really shortened the distance of the field that needs to be played. And I think that the NFL would love to see more points. Do you add 10 more yards like they do in the CFL to fields to try to stretch that out? That would be an interesting idea.
It's just, you know,
or
kickers are so, it's almost like they're playing a different sport, right?
Correct.
And so to get 25, 30, 40% of your points from kickers who are doing something completely different than 95% of the game, as that time Carr had nowhere to go as he was brought down.
But then you look on the other end, Latrobe, who's in the conference, Franklin Regional, that are in a conference with Penn-Trafford. They played to a 3-0 game just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Joey Bain had the lone points. He, a soccer star in his own right. 3rd and 5 for the Warriors, 5 yards shy of midfield. They would love to get it to the 50. Whipple in the backfield. They give it to Tasso. Turns it upfield. He's got the first down. Whipple knew he needed 5. He got 5 plus a couple more. Signor among the players in on the tackle, but a fresh set of downs for Penn-Trafford.
And that's a running back who's really evolved and matured over his years. Found a way there to not only get the 6 yards, to your point, knew what he needed, but he changed speeds there a little bit on the cut, kind of let the blocks develop, and that's really an evolution of a player. He's a really good player, will be a college football player should he elect to, and I think has bright days ahead of him.
Yeah, Slippery Rock is interested in him. He had a 300-yard rushing game against Hempfield area last year to set the single-game mark in what's a pretty storied history now for Penn-Trafford football. From the far hash, Carr looking down the field. He's going to take a shot, airs it out for Weissar. That was a good pass, but tipped away at the last second, as that was Noah Odom who got his hand in to deflect it. Carr's got some arm strength, but that time just better defense than offense.
Great defense by Noah Odom. Able to, a little hand fighting, you hear that term all the time, but he got his head around, found the ball, and knocked it away with his left hand. Excellent, excellent effort there by the senior cornerback. You could tell he is trying to compete and help his team find a way, hopefully, to extend their season by making plays like that to try to get back in this thing.
There's a couple sets of twins that are in the starting lineup for the Mustangs. We mentioned the Odoms, the Hanslicks as well. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion, just beyond midfield for the Warriors as we play with 7:01 left in the second quarter. Mustangs showing blitz here. Whipple, and he can't get out of that tackle, so he gets to the 45, hanging on for dear life that time for the Mustangs was Landon Eichert.
Had he broken it, though, Sean, I think we would have saw a replay from his most recent score. Great effort by Plum. Got to give them credit. Up 3-0, give up the next 20. But you've seen some plays here on this series defensively to show their effort, their intensity, their focus, their commitment to trying to make this game competitive and keep this thing going.
It wasn't that long ago that Plum, playing in Class 4A at the time, nearly stunned Thomas Jefferson in the WPIAL playoffs. They ultimately fell to the Jaguars. But 5A's kind of a different animal. As Carr running for his life, and he's going to get positive yardage. He's still on his feet. They can't bring him down. He's got awfully close to first down yardage. It's going to depend on the spot.
Really, really athletic, gutsy play by Carr. That blitz opened up the way Plum wanted it, but unfortunately when you miss those first couple, it means there's less to get him, and Carr was able to just fight for that. Great resilience there by the senior.
It is indeed a first down. This is seemingly a little bit different than what I have detected earlier this season. It feels like this is a full drive for Carr at quarterback. Usually when they bring Carr in, it would be for one play or two plays, and often it would be him utilizing his legs, but he's just getting traditional quarterback reps on this entire series, it appears.
We've seen that over the years from John Ruane teams. I mean, remember Carter Green, defensive end, with his famous touchdown pass in the state championship game. So they have different people they've put under there. And you'd ask why. Why is that? Is he trying to keep people happy and parents from calling in and complaining? I don't think so. There's different packages for each quarterback. There's different nuances, different focuses that each one may have. And I think that's a big part of that. It's also trying to continue to build depth. Here you see here Louver's in now, right? He's not afraid to do this mid-series with his team either. And I think it's really, really been advantageous for them and difficult for opposing teams.
Maybe the fact that it's 2nd and 9, probably a passing down, although with some of the runs we've seen, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Giese goes in motion from the near to the far. And they do give it to Cheplik this time. He was one of the heroes last week, but not a lot of room there for Cheplik, who is a starting defensive end, and yet John Ruane called him the fastest player on the team. That is a kind of a freakish athleticism that Michael Cheplik has.
That's unique at the high school level. The combinations is not one you see often, but I think it also speaks to the staff and Coach Ruane's leadership to say, hey, put our best players where we need them, whatever's best for the team.
Yeah, he's a 200-plus pounder. 3rd and 10. Louver, short pass over the middle, and that one in traffic, caught by Whipple, but as he was catching it, he was being brought down to the turf. Trent Reese, tied for the leading tackle on the season, makes that stop.
And this is no man's land here in high school football, and it's seemingly they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Well, we've seen them be able to push the ball down the field a little bit. Maybe they have some more confidence than they normally would in trying to pick this up by throwing it.
Yeah, sorry, Sean. They're going to run this down and then call timeout. Way to sort of conserve clock, but also give yourself more time to think about the play call here on 4th and 9.
And so as they take a timeout, we will take one as well. Warriors up in the second quarter. We continue our coverage of this high school football clash right here on WSN.
Coming winter 2024, DBAT Pittsburgh East will be bringing the DBAT Sports family to Pittsburgh's East neighborhoods, featuring a 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art baseball and softball training facility with 4 dual Fungoman automatic pitching machines, 9 lesson cages featuring the best training tech in the game, including pro-sized baseball and fast-pitch bullpens, elite speed, strength, and agility coaching, professional baseball and softball instruction, 50-plus camps, clinics, party room, and a pro shop powered by pro-preferred brands Rawlings and Easton. Now offering Founders Club memberships. Learn more at dbatpiteast.com.
Out of the timeout, an opportunity for us to congratulate our Week 4 Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week. Well, who else? Tasso Whipple of Penn-Trafford. He ran for 185 yards and a touchdown in their win against Kiski area last week. Congrats to our other nominees, Kyle Dupil of Franklin Regional, Dairy areas Damari Robinson, and Bell Vernon areas Cole Doppelhauer. 4th and 9. Warriors offense on the field. They have 3 wide to the near side. It is Louver out of an empty set. Pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Nelson. And the Warriors bring him down quickly, so it's a turnover, but basically the same result as if that pass was just incomplete. And the Mustangs get a much-needed defensive stop.
Nelson did a wonderful job there reading the slant all the way, and Louver, I think, was a hair predetermined. That's where he was going with it. Either way, it's a turnover on downs, and Plum with a little sign of life. See if they can convert it. Remember, they do get the ball out of the second half because they kicked off and got the opening kickoff that came back with them. And so they're able to get the ball and potentially double up, which was always the trick in Madden and NCAA football, to try to double up there against your opponent. In Arena League football as well.
Their drives have short-circuited recently. Hanslick fakes the handoff. Under pressure, and that pass is incomplete. Just a little bit behind his intended target, C.J. Hart, who is one of their H-backs. It's a pretty good throw from Hanslick, considering that he was basically being dragged down as he let that one go.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had pressure right at his feet, literally. And I think it was one that Hart can get, should get, could get most of the time.
Yeah, for a team like Plum, you're facing this 20-3 deficit. Those are the plays you kind of have to make.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. 2nd and 10. And a nice burst by Odom. He's got the first down. He's got nearly midfield before the opposing running back, Tasso Whipple, wrestles him down. And I say that almost literally because Tasso, of course, is a wrestler at Penn-Trafford.
Give C.J. Hart a ton of credit there, and just mishandled the pass on the play before. They brought him in motion to try to clip one of those linebackers, which we talked about, and he had an absolutely outstanding block to seal off that hole for the first down.
Humphreys and Nelson, the 2 most dangerous receivers to the near side. Back to Odom. He's been a workhorse as he achieves midfield and a yard extra. Pickup of about 3 yards on first down.
Hart again with a good block. That seems to be, we talked about that early on. What were they going to do to slow down the linebackers in this unique defensive approach? And one of them is bringing a wide receiver or running back in motion there to try and chip off some of that pressure.
Again, it's Humphreys and Nelson to the near side. Ball on the far hash. Guess what? Nicky Odom trying to squirt through that hole, and there wasn't a lot of room there, but he's able to move forward to the 46-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 4 yards to go for the Mustangs. This is probably 4-down territory.
Yeah, and that seems like the same play 3 times in a row. It's Hart in motion, snap off one of those rushing linebackers, and run right behind it. And it's worked, to Plum's credit. So you're right, 2 plays here to get 4 or 5 yards. Much better position than if you were behind the sticks.
They're in no hurry as we're nearing about a minute left. Hanslick, and he's taken down. A mistake as Stu Fowl gets through, and he gets a big sack.
That is the one play that couldn't happen for Plum. I'm interested that Penn-Trafford has not called timeout.
Yeah, I thought they would have right away.
Right.
So the Mustangs can tick this down to about 15 seconds left. If I'm them, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, let's see if they're savvy enough to do that. And your coach, Wayne, you're almost pot committed already, to use the phrase. That
yeah, if you don't call it right away, then
that's right.
Maybe he thought there's greater risk of
wow, they're lining up to run a play.
I would be shocked if it happens. 10 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, they're just going to run it, try to get him to jump, call the timeout.
And indeed. It is a timeout, so we will take one as well. Final moments of this opening half of play. Penn-Trafford up 20-3 here on WSN.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
An interesting decision for both teams. The Warriors opting not to use the timeout. And so, while they're likely to get the football back here, Mark, I don't know that it's really going to matter.
No, and it looks like they're loaded at the line of scrimmage.
This is trying to sell out for a block here, it appears.
And they're going to get it.
Almost did. That punt had to come out quickly, and it's going to die at about the 15-yard line. And if you're Penn-Trafford, just get away from the football. Carr was probably perilously close. That will run out the first half. A good one for the Warriors, 20 unanswered after the Mustangs had a brief 3-0 lead. We'll take a break, come back with the Independence Health System halftime show as we continue high school football right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Alzheimer's disease, believe it or not, kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. Up until recently, healthcare options to treat Alzheimer's disease were quite limited. We had oral medications, but they were not known to change the underlying trajectory of the disease. Recently, new medications have been released. These medications are infusions that have actually been shown in studies to change the course of the disease itself. We are honored to be the first in our region to provide these medications to our patients. My uncle suffers from Alzheimer's. I have seen the tragedy of this disease, and I have seen its effect on my entire family. At Independence Health System, we are offering our patients and their families the latest in diagnostic techniques, the latest in drug therapies, and most importantly, we are offering them hope in the fight against Alzheimer's disease.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
Give your taste buds a taste of Italy by biting into a slice of pizza at Dom's Pizzeria in Trafford. Voted by the readers of the Tribune Review as the best pizza in Trafford, Dom offers 17 unique toppings for you to choose from. Also try Dom's specialty pizzas, all made with 100% olive oil. Dom's Pizzeria also has wings, hoagies, calzones, wraps, and pasta, all at affordable prices. Eat in or take out, and we deliver. Call 412-372-DOMS. Cabot Avenue in Trafford, and a proud sponsor of tonight's Warrior Player of the Game.
Hey, Westmoreland Sports Network fans. This is local State Farm agent Alex Hetrick. As a former high school and college athlete, I know the importance of youth sports and the funding needed to make it all happen. Reach out to my office after the game to get your free quote started, and be sure to mention your favorite team so I can make a donation to their athletic department. All you need to do is head to insurewestmoreland.com or text 724-575-7392 requesting your free quote, and we'll reach out to you with your customized policies. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
The caring and experienced professionals at Dobrinick Funeral Home in Trafford are here to support you through this difficult time. Dobrinick Funeral Home offers a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on their thoughtful staff to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one while carefully guiding you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. Call us at 412-372-3111. The Dobrinick Funeral Home, a caring and experienced staff here to support you.
Good luck, Warriors, on a great season. From chiropractor Dr. Joseph Altier in Jeanette. Dr. Joseph Altier provides whole-body chiropractic care for all and specializes in headache relief. To make an appointment, Call 724-52-SPINE. Serving the community for over 25 years. Dr. Joseph Altier Chiropractic. Near Elliott Company in Jeanette.
It is halftime here at Penn-Trafford High School and Warrior Stadium, and it is a 20-3 lead for the home team on homecoming. We will turn it over to the band performance here for Plum, and subsequent to that, Penn-Trafford for the Independence Health System halftime show here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Expert Care. Here, take it away.
And we have the 50-50 ticket winners, so if you go ahead and get those tickets out. Check those numbers. The total tonight is $890. And the winning number is 398442. That is 398442. If you have that white ticket, please come up to the press box to collect your prize. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Proudly presenting the 2024 Penn-Trafford High School Marching Band under the field leadership of drum majors Aiden Croyer, and Eliza Kleinschmidt, and field captain Dane Mock. This year's show is called Time in a Bottle. Tonight's show begins with Jim Croce's Time in a Bottle. Aiden Derridi is our French horn soloist. Dane Mock is our trumpet soloist, and Brady Schwartz is our trombone soloist. Our show continues with the main theme from the Tom's Proud Affair by Bill Conti, which features our percussion section and color guard. Our guard soloists are Tommy Koba and Pat Ferraro. Our show concludes tonight with Time to Say Goodbye. Our baritone soloist is Zachary Plum. Our French horn soloist is Aiden Derridi. Our color guard soloists are Lucy Cook and Kat Gerardo. And our field drum performers are Pringle Francis and Sarah Plosner. Tonight's homecoming performance is in honor of the Penn-Trafford High School class of 1974, whose class song was Time in a Bottle. As they said here 15 years ago, we are in the house. The Penn-Trafford High School Music Department is proud to present drum majors Aiden Croyer and Eliza Kleinschmidt and the 2024 Penn-Trafford High School Marching Band performing Time in a Bottle. Thank you for your kind attention. We hope that you enjoyed our performance at Time of Battle. The Penn-Trafford High School Band would like to wish the staff and students at the Plum High School Marching Band and the director, Mrs. Bethany Moore, continued excellence and safe travels through the 2024 season. We will see everyone next Friday in Monrovia, and will also be performing at the inaugural Jeanette High School Band Festival on Saturday night, October 5th at 7:30 p.m. Thank you.
Coming winter 2024, DBAT Pittsburgh East will be bringing the DBAT Sports family to Pittsburgh's East neighborhoods, featuring a 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art baseball and softball training facility with 4 dual Fungoman automatic pitching machines, 9 lesson cages featuring the best training tech in the game, including pro-sized baseball and fast-pitch bullpens, elite speed, strength, and agility coaching, professional baseball and softball instruction, 50-plus camps, clinics, party room, and a pro shop powered by pro-preferred brands Rawlings and Easton. Now offering Founders Club memberships. Learn more at dbatpiteast.com.
At Smale Kia, we know that winning takes hard work, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. By sponsoring Shining Stars, we'll select 2 teams each season to help fund their booster programs. Rewarding their hard work, athletic progress, and community service is an investment we're proud to make. Right now, lease a 2025 Kia Sportage EX all-wheel drive, $299 a month, or lease a 2024 Kia Forte LXS for only $175 a month. Route 30 East Greensburg or smalekia.com.
Shula General Contractors specializes in transforming the most important space, your home. With our team, your kitchen, bathroom, basement remodel, deck, or addition will be constructed by licensed, insured professionals. We also have extensive background in new home construction with building lots available in Penn Township. As an approved VA builder, we make life at home easier for our most deserving heroes. Call 724-744-4290 or ShulaContractors.com.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday night football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Honkus.
Money is more than a number or your bank account balance. Money is one of the culminations of your life's work. We at Hoffman Wealth Management want to learn about who you are, hear your goals, your dreams, and what you want to do in your life. We're more than just financial advisors. We're your partners on life's path. Hoffman Wealth Management views ourselves as an extension of your team. Contact us today to embark on a partnership that puts your goals and aspirations at the forefront.
What a performance at the half by the Mustangs and Warriors bands here on the Westmoreland Sports Network as we continue with the Independence Health System halftime show, Expert Care. Here, before we look at the out-of-town scoreboard, Mark, your takeaways from the opening half and what these teams will do, or what they need to do to have success in the second half.
Well, Plum had the recipe on the opening drive. They were aggressive with the kickoff, which they were able to recover off a little muff, and then had a great series, able to run the ball, some short passing, just got sideways there. For Penn-Trafford, can you get that offensive rhythm back? Kind of stalled out there at the end. They had the interception on their last drive, and can they get that rhythm with the play calling where it was just moving and sequenced and everything fell in place? That would be the key. Plum does get the ball to start, so they have a chance to really get going.
It is the start of conference play for certain conferences. Others have already been a few weeks into the conference ledger. So now at this point, every team at night's end will have played at least one conference game. That includes Mount Pleasant and Yawk in a 3A interstate. That's a good one. We have coverage of that right now as well. Mount Pleasant up 14-13 over the Cougars. Woodland Hills 17-5. We have a field goal and a safety for Greater Latrobe at Memorial Stadium. That is in Class 5A Big East Conference play, so that's significant for Penn-Trafford fans. Thomas Jefferson 21-7 over Bell Vernon area. Greensburg Central Catholic rolling out Riverview 35-7. Franklin Regional 21, Kiski Area 17. That's been a competitive game also in the 5A. Franklin Regional sitting pretty at 2-0, but obviously a loss to the Cavaliers would kind of derail all the good work that they've done to this point. And Elizabeth Ford blowing out Greensburg-Salem 30-3. Looks like the Golden Lions headed to their second straight loss. North Hill 17, Norwin nothing. And at last check, it's been a little while, but Southmoreland up 28-7 on Dairy Area. So there you go for the scores in their entirety. You can check out the Westmoreland Sports website. Also will be recaps of all the games later tonight. And all the normal content that you can find Sunday through Saturday on our website, 365 days a year.
Great shot of the student section there. I think it's a whiteout here at Penn-Trafford tonight in honor of homecoming, and the students did their part. Great work here by our cameraman, Chris Smith.
I'm going to be in a whiteout tomorrow.
You going up tomorrow?
I'm going to Penn State.
Yep, for you.
Night game. That will be the first Penn State game that I have attended since Saquon Barkley's last year there.
Wow.
It's been a minute, as they say. Do they still say that?
I mean, I do sometimes.
Kick handed at the 13-yard line. And a nice job getting out of the tackle initially by Plum's Still. We've seen him on a few returns so far. So let's see what the Mustangs can do offensively. A heavy dosage of Nikki Odom in the first half. And I also thought that Antonio Hanslick, while not really stretching the field a lot, did a nice job as well. But ultimately, what really counts is the fact that they got just 3 points.
He was effective on the short, quick passing game, and Penn-Trafford made some adjustments as the half went on. You can see they are nearly everyone within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Go back to Odom and brought down after maybe a gain of 1.
And they tried a few downfield, just didn't have the success that they would hope for. And watch Carr here defensively in their lineup. He's out of the screen right now. But Carr, along with Lisbon, are the two safeties. And what they've been doing is bringing Lisbon up closer to the line of scrimmage and really just playing with a single high.
And they go back to Odom, and he is hit hard in the hole. Got maybe a yard, but he paid the price for it. Luca Butler, one of the players that was in there, and Stu Fowl. The Warriors defensively, right now, it's basically you don't have to defend a whole lot deep down the field, so they can sort of bring a lot of those players, including you highlighted the safeties, up closer to the line of scrimmage, it feels like.
No, and that's the point. And then what they're doing, seemingly, is Carr will sort of release towards Nelson, who seems to be the threat. We haven't heard much of him in the passing game.
Hanslick, he's going to take a shot for Nelson here, and he tried to contort his body. Would have been a high degree of difficulty catch. He's frustrated that no flag was thrown as he was tightly covered by Tyler Boss, and a 3-and-out for the Mustangs.
And it seemed like that was the right non-call, no call, to let that play out. Hanslick took a shot there. Nelson's the guy they want. Just weren't able to connect. And they're going to need one of those certainly to get back into this.
Montu with another punt. This is his 5th of the contest, assuming he gets it off. No rush that time. It is a short, ugly-looking kick, but it'll take a favorable roll for the Mustangs and come to a stop at about the 33-yard line, and that's where Penn-Trafford will begin its first drive of quarter number 3. The Warriors under the guidance of John Ruane in year number 15. 120 wins and just 41 losses entering this season. A longtime assistant at Gateway. 9 years with the Gators. He was a 96 graduate of Gateway High School. Went on to play at IUP. Do you know what position John Ruane was?
Quarterback.
You got it. There's, I won't name names, but some people that We're shocked to find out that he was a quarterback as Tasso Whipple gets the carry.
Oh, how do I say it politely? We all evolve over the years.
You know, Dan Flickinger was a high school running back at Derry area.
I've put that on the broadcast or two over the years. I actually was a coach at Derry when Dan was in middle school and was a footballer. And I remember him fondly as a young man.
There's a little bit of a jump by Whipple, and now he has room in front of him. And Tasso trying to run away from everyone, and he will score. And he finishes it with the hurdle into the end zone from 68 yards.
You'd want to say maybe a little fatigue there on the defense, just not able to wrap up and secure the tackle the way they would want. And the King has a trifecta now. 3 touchdowns for the homecoming King. Tasso Whipple putting on a show here tonight.
He's going to be out there on his throne with a crown and scepter before long. That was an incredible run for a player who has done that many times throughout his decorated career. And for the second time, Alexis Brown out for the PAT, and that kick is good. What a night for the Warriors as they have a 27-3 lead. We'll take a break and continue right here on WSN.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
This is Dr. Mark Graytalk with Graytalk Family Vision Care.
Hi, this is Dr. Brian Graytalk, and I'm happy to announce our newest location in the Penn-Trafford area on Route 130.
Over the years, we have cared for families in Greensburg and Ligonier. We're very excited about our new location.
We carry designer glasses, bifocal contacts, and dry eye therapies.
Graytalk Family Vision Care, where I care means I care.
We care, Dad. Call 724-744-8804.
Long touchdown run for Whipple, and now the kick goes into the end zone. Warriors really starting to pull away in this one. 27-3 the lead. Our great videographer, Chris Smith, has pointed out, however, that maybe not all positives tonight for the Warriors. He says that Jacob Briggs, one of their key components on both sides of the football, is injured and in a sling right now. So that could loom large for a team that's already without some key players. When these teams met last year, the MVP of the game was Ben Grabowski. He has yet to take a snap this season due to injury for Penn-Trafford. Hope to get him back soon. He will be a difference maker once he does step onto the field.
And that happened early in the game.
Odom, look at this run by Nicky Odom, trying to channel his Tasso Whipple as he gets near midfield.
So sorry, Sean. I thought he was wrapped up and secured and was able to break that out.
He says not so fast, Mark Katarski.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've ever heard that. But Odom, give him a lot of credit. He has run hard throughout this game. And let's not forget here, this is the math person in me. Because of the blocked extra point by Nelson for Plum there in the first half, we are only in a 3-score game, Sean. So, touchdown, 2-point conversion here, and it's only a 2-score game.
They fake the handoff to Odom. Hanslick wants to throw, and now he just makes up his mind to get some yardage as he gets to about midfield. I think that there's at least, there's a level of play from Hanslick that's going to give your team a chance to stay in games if the defense does its job and the special teams does its job. He's not making the bad plays, it appears, but he's probably not going to be doing anything all that spectacular either at this juncture.
Yeah, and you're really just looking for one play, right? One play to just click and bust out and give yourself the momentum that the team's been really searching for.
Odom. Oh, look at this move by Odom, and now he's trying to break away. Can he get it to the end zone? He will. Nick Odom goes 51 yards.
And why are we kicking the extra point here? Somebody help Coach Morgan do math. Oh, is this silly?
Yeah, it would be a 17-point deficit if this goes through.
This is silly.
They would certainly be playing the long game, because then you could have 2 touchdowns and a field goal, but that's assuming you score 3 more times in this game.
Wow.
As Bigger's kick is up, and that kick is good. Mustangs get their first touchdown, 27-10 in favor of the Warriors. We'll take a break and continue on WSN.
Hey, Westmoreland Sports Network fans. This is local State Farm agent Alex Hetrick. As a former high school and college athlete, I know the importance of youth sports and the funding needed to make it all happen. Reach out to my office after the game to get your free quote started, and be sure to mention your favorite team so I can make a donation to their athletic department. All you need to do is head to insurewestmoreland.com or text 724-575-7392 requesting your free quote, and we'll reach out to you with your customized policies. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
A Nicky Odom touchdown has given the Mustangs some life, but they still trail by 17 points to Penn-Trafford here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Well, we saw onside earlier from the Mustangs. Nearly worked. Will we see it here?
I'm still just baffled that they did not go for 2 there. It doesn't take calculus to understand the advantage there.
Dom Smith picks it up, and he's going to get near midfield. So they go squib, not a true onside kick, and it gives great field position for an offense that has been rolling here tonight.
And by the way, those that would care, the late, great Boomer Brady, alive and well, but former Penn-Trafford assistant.
I think he's still around.
They were down 17-5 just a blink ago. Now all of a sudden, Latrobe is up 20-17 at the end of 3 against Woodland Hills and the Wolverines. Maybe this is the one that gets Latrobe going.
Yeah, that would be a massive win. Remember, Woodland Hills came to Warrior Stadium and really kind of dominated Penn-Trafford in that contest, as that short pass goes nowhere. Well read by the Mustangs, including Tyler Bellino defensively from his spot in the secondary. It'll go for a 2-yard loss.
Momentum certainly turning towards Plum, who were down 3 scores before the touchdown and now are still down 3 scores because they kicked the extra point. But they are really starting to find some momentum, which is something they'd struggled with outside of the opening drive.
Maybe they're planning on getting a safety at one point.
I need to stop.
2nd and 13. Handoff. Tyberski lost the football. It's picked up. And Fatulis on the recovery. TJ Fatulis came up with the scoop, thought it might be a scoop and score, and now they have it inside the 35 in Warriors territory.
This is quite the turnaround. It was 3-0 Plum, 27 unanswered. And Plum now has a shot to chip away at this even further.
That is the 3rd turnover for the Warriors. The game started with them losing a fumble. Well, if I'm Matt Morgan, I'm thinking, see if we can hit a big play here to Darian Nelson.
I was just going to say it. I think it's a sudden change situation where maybe you take, there's your shot.
Guess what? They throw it to Nelson, although that was actually 2 receivers running in the same area. Marston probably the closer of it, and that ball was nearly intercepted. The Mustangs fortunate it was not. I don't know if that's how they drew it up, but it seemed like Marston and Nelson were running almost side by side.
Yeah, you wonder if there was some miscommunication there with that, but that was the play call. Because you're coming off a turnover, maybe you catch them on their heels. This other thing is you're probably looking at 4-down territory as well.
2nd and 10. Odom the deep back. They give it to him, little stutter step.
As he tries to kind of jump over the line of defenders, he gets just about 2 yards. Mentioned Matt Morgan's background. He, much like John Ruane, 3 years at Gateway as an assistant. He's now in his 12th year with the Mustangs. So if I do the math correctly, which is always dangerous for me, I believe he joined the Gateway staff just as John Ruane had left to go to Penn-Trafford.
That would seem right, although the fraternity is so tight-knit.
Yep. And they've gone against each other many times.
Absolutely.
8 yards to go for the Mustangs. Odom breaking it to the outside. He's had success with this before. And he sidesteps a tackler before Taylor takes him down hard. I think he might be just shy. And that was one where maybe his cutback cost him. If he just kind of ran straight ahead, I think he possibly gets to the sticks.
Yeah, there's a little Deuce Howard, Darren Sproles kind of feel about how he runs. And I think we have a flag, which is one of the first ones we've seen tonight.
Well, we had that
face mask.
Yes, and so that will give the first down. I remember the one flag that I recall was taking away that onside kick recovery.
Correct.
But was that actually deemed as a penalty, or was it just
it's just a dead ball the second it's touched, and then we had the one on the extra point.
Yeah, there was the pass interference penalty. Good call, Chris Smith. Pass to the near side, Humphreys. These Mustangs have been elusive at times as Humphreys gets it to about the 19-yard line, a pickup of maybe 4 yards. But to your point, Mark, it really does feel like a significant uphill climb still for the Mustangs if they were to score here.
Yeah, yeah. But the kids are fighting hard, and that's the thing, and the coaches kept them in it, and who knows what happens. There's still 18 minutes of football left.
Ball at the 19. They call it 2nd and 7. Odom again. Spinning out of tacklers, lunging forward. He is going to be sore tomorrow. He'll probably be sore right now, but he is continuing to run like a man motivated to not go down easily, and he does move the sticks.
He is really, really running hard. You saw glimpses of it through the first half, but it's almost as if he's gotten a little extra energy. And Penn-Trafford's been on the field here a lot defensively this half. I wonder if that's taken a little toll on them as well. Watch for some play action here.
3 receivers to the far side. Now they just go with all reliable. And that ball came out. I think the Mustangs got on it. The Warriors are saying they have it, though. Taylor has the football. What's the call? And it is a takeaway for Penn-Trafford as Kellen Taylor comes up with the recovery.
Big time play there for Penn-Trafford. They were really up against it. Found a way to be opportunistic and get the ball back.
And I thought initially one of the Mustangs players jumped on that loose ball, but we know it can be slippery.
Or as they say in Western PA, Sean, slippy.
Yes. I don't say that, but they say that. So Warriors dodge a little bit of a bullet. Now I mentioned safety. They're starting at their own 5. And they go back to Whipple. That's probably a good strategy as Whipple gets out to the 10.
Remember what got Plum there was a Penn-Trafford turnover. So teams traded fumbles there. Penn-Trafford, I'm sure that's a reminder. Guys, let's really, really secure it. Hang on to it. That is more important than fighting for that extra yard or 2.
Whipple has touchdown runs spanning 5, 56, and 68 yards. He could top all of that if he were to make a house call here. Although that'd be asking a lot for the King. 4.5 remaining in the third. Back to Whipple, and this time it's well read by the Mustangs.
Very well read. There was a little tell there with the guard and the tackle pulling that way as the quarterback sprinted towards Whipple. Very, very well read from Plum's end. Still a gain, still 3rd and 3.
C.J. Hart among the tacklers.
Hart along that front line. He's also, as we mentioned, had a real impact in his blocking. on the offensive side as well. A lot of players for both teams going both ways. You're kind of going 1.5. And this is where all that conditioning really, really comes into play.
3rd and 3. Don't be surprised if the Warriors keep it on the ground with Whipple. They're going to pass. Louver wants to pass, and he's sacked. Coming in to bring him down is Nick Sheffo, the linebacker. And the Warriors fortunate that Louver is going to get forward progress to the 4-yard line just to give a little bit more room to their punter, who, by the way, is Louver.
And Louver right up against the end line. He's got to be careful here. He takes a full step in, just knowing that he has a step to move behind him. Snap and the catch so critical here.
Nelson's not expecting a deep punt. He's standing at the 33. And it's going to go way over his head. And he barely stays in. And no, he doesn't. How about that? One of the plays of the night for Louver is by using his leg on a punt that flips the field.
51-yarder by Louver. His possibly best contribution of the night. And that was a quick step, too. That's one of those 1-2s, and get rid of that puppy.
I thought that they were not really respecting his leg enough there. And Nelson, you mentioned 51, but probably at least a dozen of those yards came after it hit the turf.
Yeah, and it's probably a combination, Sean, not sure of his leg strength, but also knowing that he would have to go quick and not get the full movement. And the combination was they had Nelson up with no blocking, and Nelson tried to make a little extra play there.
They give it to Odom. Sidestep. And he's forced out by Yurt. I think, how many carries would you guess that Odom has?
All of them.
Yes, good answer. I wish this is where Rush Petter does such a great job for Penn-Trafford, but he's down below and we can't have easy access to him. I would guess Odom might not be far off from 30 carries already.
I was going to say in the mid-20s.
And I bet Whipple might be not that far away from 300 yards.
Correct.
So we are having two outstanding performances by running backs. High pass, and now here's a little hook and lateral. And Odom, they actually might have come up shy of the first down because of that, but I think the officials will say it is enough. It was Marston who was beyond the sticks and then pitched it back. I saw the Detroit Lions do that with success recently, leading to a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown, but not the same result for the Mustangs. They do, however, get the first down.
I love it. Just pulling out all the stops there. Really just trying to get, if they can, another score before the fourth quarter. Chop this thing in half and give your team a chance. Be a lot easier if they had that 11 on the board, though. If they'd have gone for 2, now you just need the 2 scores and the 2 two-point conversions.
3 receivers to the near side. Pump fake on a short pass, take a deeper one, and Boss has it with an interception. Underthrown for Marston, and Tyler, playing like a boss, comes up with the pick.
Yeah, it's just been hard for Hanslick to get it downfield as accurately, as deep as he wanted to drive it, though they have to move the ball and change the defense. And Penn-Trafford with their second consecutive turnover forced on a Plum drive.
It's become a turnover-plagued game. 5 combined between the squads, including 3 here in this quarter. So PT starts at its 25. Whipple. And we talked about Odom not going down easily. That always applies to Tasso. He is the reigning Player of the Week for the Westmoreland Sports Network. Dan Flickinger interviewed him on our latest Westmoreland on the Gridiron. You know when you can catch that, every Wednesday at 7.
And just a reminder to the fans, this game, you might be watching this game on replay right now. We don't know, on archives. But it is also available on archives, as well as Westmoreland on the Gridiron and various other shows and contributions as well. Great effort there by Plum.
Yeah, Whipple chopped down for a 1-yard loss. Well, I know right now, in our now, they're not watching it on demand. But when will then be now?
Then?
Soon.
Soon, yes. It looks like Penn-Trafford may just take the quarter here with the play clock being above the game
they have that
clock.
option. I think we just entered a time loop. Well, when you have a 17-point lead, you have the luxury of letting the clock run out on the quarter, and that's exactly what Penn-Trafford will do. We head to the fourth next. Warriors up by the score of 27-10 over the Mustangs as we continue our coverage right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Cheer on your favorite school in style this season with shirts, hoodies, caps, and a whole lot more from Logo It by L&J Spiritwear. Stop into Logo It's fully stocked store on Walnut Street in Harrison City, where you can browse the latest fits featuring Penn-Trafford, Norwin, Hempfield, and Jeanette High Schools. Logo It also designs custom uniforms and apparel. Open Tuesday through Saturday or online anytime at lnjspiritwear.com.
This is Dr. Mark Graytalk with Graytalk Family Vision Care.
Hi, this is Dr. Brian Graytalk, and I'm happy to announce our newest location in the Penn-Trafford area on Route 130.
Over the years, we have cared for families in Greensburg and Ligonier. We're very excited about our new location.
We carry designer glasses, bifocal contacts, and dry eye therapies.
Graytalk Family Vision Care, where I care means I care.
We care, Dad. Call 724-744-8804.
We head to the fourth quarter. It is presented by DBAT Pittsburgh East, a 20,000 square foot baseball and softball training facility coming to Westmoreland County. DBAT is now booking cage rentals for local teams, leagues, and individuals. Visit dbatvpiteast.com to learn more. Opening this winter in Export.
Go to Jigger's Pub afterwards for some really good wings up there.
3rd and 6 for the Warriors. Louver backpedaling as a man wide open. It's Whipple again as he makes a move. How about that? Putting on the Ritz, and Whipple gets inside the 35 in Mustangs territory. Start again. It's a big game.
That was fun. That felt like a video game move there by Whipple. Great execution there by Penn-Trafford. Whipple in the backfield.
What button did he press to make that move?
What is it now? In the old days, there were just 2. When I was doing it on Nintendo and Tecmo Bowl, it was A and B. I think that's a little B button.
We saw Tasso Whipple something similar to that earlier this season, and he hurdled a player for Woodland Hills and then was penalized for it to some dismay. No penalty this time, no hurdle. Chris Smith, our videographer tonight. I'm Sean Myers, joined by Mark Katarski, and we have a timeout, it appears. So we will take one as well. We'll continue our coverage of high school football. Warriors over the Mustangs in the fourth on WSN.
The caring and experienced professionals at Dobranick Funeral Home in Trafford are here to support you through this difficult time. Dobranick Funeral Home offers a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on their thoughtful staff to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one while carefully guiding you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. Call us at 412-372-3111. The Dobranick Funeral Home, a caring and experienced staff here to support you.
Fourth quarter action, timeout taken by Penn-Trafford. The Warriors have 2 remaining. The Mustangs have 3. Just 11 seconds into the quarter. Mustangs 1-1 in their conference. That's the Northeast Conference. The Warriors 1-1 in the Big East Conference. Plum next up will make the trek to Martorelli Stadium in the North Hills. They will then have Fox Chapel at home, non-conference at Kiski area, and they wrap up at Penn Hills to conclude the regular season. Looks like a read option there, and they ultimately do keep it with Whipple, and he gets maybe 2.
Yeah, and don't forget, Whipple is one of the few players that actually participated a bit on this state championship team. So he's aware of what that felt like and what it was to be around it.
Yeah, that year he was one of just 3 freshmen who made the varsity roster for Penn-Trafford. That was just a magical season, and the fact that they won the WPAL championship was awesome, but I'll speak for myself. I did not think they were going to win the state title.
No.
They beat Imhotep Charter, which is just a powerhouse program that gets some of the best players in the entire eastern side of the state, as that tackle made by Sheffo. It was an overtime game at that for the Warriors. They won it in dramatic fashion. Back when things were in Hershey.
I was just going to say, I thought that one was in Hershey.
Yeah.
Cumberland Valley now. Beautiful facility, just a different feel.
Yes, upgrade facility-wise, no doubt. Atmosphere and aura, major downgrade. Especially for some other sports, like, for instance, soccer.
Yeah.
They played a middle school field for the championship. Imagine going from Highmark Stadium, if you're a WPIL team, or Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, if you're a football team in this area. Short pass, and Giese hit almost immediately. Giese's really emerged in recent weeks, but that time, not much yardage, if any.
Nelson, a good play there. He just hasn't been able to get himself going offensively. But Nelson has been an impactful player defensively. This is right on the edge of field goal range, but I don't think Penn-Trafford has any interest in it.
Well, if the Warriors do kick a field goal, it would be their first of the season. Speaking of that state championship team, by the way, they had a ace up their sleeve in Nate Schlesinger, and honestly, he was one of the biggest reasons as Louver looks over the middle and incomplete. That was some tight coverage, maybe a little too tight. Flag comes in. Weissar was trying to create separation from Bellino, and it looks like it might be a PI.
And that's interesting where the call came from, just the mechanics of that. Seemingly, they saw something, that official, as the play was moving towards them, but the official from behind did not have the same read and call. Regardless, Billy Beener gives the PI signal. That'll be half the distance. It's not a spot foul in high school football.
I didn't see not that we're all that close to the action here, but I didn't see any pulling or anything of that nature, but it was such tight coverage that it almost just naturally gave the look of something's got to be fishy here.
Yeah, and the officials having a hard time. Everybody's having a hard time with math. They were on the 28. They marked off 15, but then realized, we got to cut it in half. Right, yep.
If you're inside the 30 on a 15-yarder, it goes half the distance. Carr in a quarterback. He's going to call his own number. Trying to go left side, and he meets some resistance and is driven backwards. Fatulis, one of the players that greeted him. I mentioned what's ahead for the Mustangs. Looking at Penn-Trafford, it's a big one next week. They make the very short trek to Monroeville to play at Antamarino Stadium against the Gateway Gators, which it's, you say Gateway's down, they're still a good team.
Absolutely.
But by their standards, I think they are down. Plum actually had Gateway on the ropes earlier this season, but the Gators were able to pull it out late.
Woodland Hills back on top of Latrobe 23-20 with 2 minutes to go there.
I would venture a guess that Scoop Smith has contributed.
Scoop got busy tonight. Yeah. That would be my guess too.
2nd and 7. They go back to Carr, and he will get in, spinning out of a tackle, an 11-yard score for Carr, but Whipple hurt behind the play.
Yeah, I was going to point out, Whipple, he just looks shook up. You hope it's not worse, but Whipple went in motion to come back on a block, a kind of a crackback block. And who knows? You don't want to speculate. You don't want to downplay it, but boy, he went straight to the ground after that.
It was a very mundane celebration and reaction by the entire stadium.
Very muted, correct.
So Carr with what should be the touchdown that ices the outcome in this one. And now the PAT from Logan Hunter. Not to be confused with the former Hempfield basketball player who's a teammate of our colleague Jack Ridenauer in a rec league, as that kick is up and good for Hunter. Carr's touchdown has made it a 34-10 lead in favor of Penn-Trafford. We'll take a quick break and continue on WSN.
Hey, Westmoreland Sports Network fans. This is local State Farm agent Alex Hetrick. As a former high school and college athlete, I know the importance of youth sports and the funding needed to make it all happen. Reach out to my office after the game to get your free quote started, and be sure to mention your favorite team so I can make a donation to their athletic department. All you need to do is head to insurewestmoreland.com or text 724-575-7392 requesting your free quote, and we'll reach out to you with your customized policies. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
Every morning brings a new opportunity, a new chance to be great. But it's up to you to decide who you want to be. You can wake up and chase your dreams, or stay where you are and remain the same. The great ones keep pushing. The great ones do more. So, are you going to be great?
Squib kick bounces at about the 24-yard line, and not a lot on the return for the Mustangs. Rodersheimer, I believe, had that return. So Plum now, outcome seemingly feels decided in this one, Mark, but I guess the silver lining is if you're Plum, while this could be a loss that hurts your wild card bid, you still know you're in the playoffs if you finish top 3 in your conferences. They're going to go trick play here with Fatulis, who knows a thing or two about playing quarterback, wasn't open, so he's just going to tuck it and have a terrific run to get about 8 yards on that play.
It ended up working out.
Just how they drew it up.
That's right.
So this loss, assuming it is in the L column, it will not be detrimental to what they try to accomplish in their conference. Now, again, for the entire landscape in 5A, it would. Kellen Taylor out of the game right now for Penn-Trafford. He's one of their key guys. We saw him come up with a fumble recovery earlier. Pass over the middle, that is complete. As Hanslick able to put that one on his receiver. I believe that's Humphreys on the catch. And now it looks like he's going to kind of gingerly get up from that one.
Yeah, and I don't believe Whipple back on the field. He's not taking pads or anything off, but not on the field.
Yeah, normally we would see him at linebacker.
And it's probably the right move. You have a 3 score. There's going to be a couple penalties there.
Yep. I have a feeling could be 2 on the Mustangs.
Yeah. Bill Beener showed it right away. They're going to move him back.
I mentioned it has been a long, long time since the Mustangs edged the Warriors. 2001, my junior year of high school. I believe that was the Matt Cassidy-led Plum Mustangs back in the day.
Now, Plum's been a little hotbed for professional wrestling, correct?
That is correct, yes. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but
which means you're going
Elias, now known as Elijah.
Yes.
His formative years as a professional wrestler was on my trampoline in my backyard.
Now, where is he now?
He is frequenting various independent promotions, including many overseas, as Nelson on the receiving end of that one. Do you know about Thea Hale in NXT?
No.
She, by way of Plum, she's just
Corey
turned 21.
Graves, right?
Now, he is from rival Gateway.
That's right, but I knew in that vicinity, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
He and Elias had kind of a little bit of an unspoken feud for a while.
Interesting.
Maybe mixing some storyline and reality in that one, as there's a pass to the outside. That's Humphreys. Yeah, Plum has produced some big-time athletes. Now, everyone always says, Pat McAfee, yes, right. 2005 graduate of Plum, who, by the way, I don't think played football until his junior year. He was a soccer star and then made the transition. 2 Major League Baseball.
He's also a pro wrestler, so let's add him to that group.
Yes. Yeah. 2 Major League Baseball players this century.
Correct.
Scott McGuff.
And then Kirilov.
Yes, McGuff was also on the Olympic team, and that's sort of how he made his comeback in Major League Baseball after
not really
having a ton of success first time through. Pass to the near side, and that's... Oh, it's caught on a deflection. Fortuitously, as Signor was right there. Look what I found. Good heads-up play on what could have been a very dangerous play for the Mustangs. That one probably hung up in the air longer than the quarterback Hanslag was hoping.
It was in the air for a long time. Yeah, and just that was one of those, either the wide receiver was going to lose half of their body or a pick six, but I didn't have tip for a first down.
There's a fake and a little bit behind Nelson, but nice job to snag that one in front of the coverage of Blake Brandhoover. So we talk about the two Major League Baseball players. We talk about the NFL player turned everything, and Pat McAfee. R.J. Umberger, also former NHL player for many, many years by way of Plum. And that time the Warriors converge on Hanslick. He just had nowhere to go. Hanslick hit by Cheplik. A lick on a lick there. Also in on the action, once again, Stu File. We have called his name a lot. And Mark, I don't want to sway you, but remember, we do have to name our Dom's Pizzeria player of the game when it's all said and done. And there's at least a few guys who are not eligible. One of which you probably would not be shocked to find out is Tasso Whipple. He has already won that award this year. So start thinking of some possibilities. That's going to be a first down pickup. Throw just a little bit slow, a little bit behind from Hanslick at times on this drive, but he has found some completions. And for the Warriors, I think they're okay allowing these shorter passes.
Yep, clock's running. And that is their friend right now.
All right, just going off of my head here, which my memory is always susceptible, I believe we have named Tasso Whipple, Jack Weissar, Dom Smith. All definitely have been players of the game. I think there might have been Louver in there at one point. Is that one incomplete? So few of your options are gone. Definitely Weissar and Whipple and Dom Smith. And I believe Louver was the other one as a player down now for the Mustangs. And trainer out. So with this stoppage in the action, we will take a break as well. Warriors closing in on victory here tonight on homecoming at Penn-Trafford High School on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Hey, Westmoreland Sports Network fans. This is local State Farm agent Alex Hetrick. As a former high school and college athlete, I know the importance of youth sports and the funding needed to make it all happen. Reach out to my office after the game to get your free quote started, and be sure to mention your favorite team so I can make a donation to their athletic department. All you need to do is head to insurewestmoreland.com or text 724-575-7392 requesting your free quote, and we'll reach out to you with your customized policies. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
Every morning brings a new opportunity, a new chance to be great. But it's up to you to decide who you want to be. You can wake up and chase your dreams, or stay where you are and remain the same. The great ones keep pushing. The great ones do more. So, are you going to be great?
Back to action, and Mustangs try to go with a trick play on a double pitch. Owed him to, I believe, Nelson, but the second pitch was not a good one. And so the Mustangs go back. By the way, the player who was injured was Brendan Marston, so hopefully he's okay. I, a Plum grad in my own right, had his father as one of my favorite teachers in high school. There's a low snap. Hanslick's going to try to step up and create here. Throws down the field, and that is nearly intercepted. Close to a Ponko pick, but at the last second it was stripped away, and maybe some credit there to Fatulis for making sure that was not intercepted.
Yeah, Fatulis fought hard there within double coverage to try to keep possession or limit possession. Either way, Plum has a chance at another play again here.
Now 4th and 14, but at this point, they keep the offense out there.
Yeah, and you have to this late. Maybe you get an interference call. It's always a chance, or penalty to extend it, or they finally hit one downfield.
This is one of the few drives where they haven't given it to Odom a ton. Hanslick rolling.
Not enough.
Yeah, that's caught, but it's going to be well shy by about 4 or 5 yards. So even though Fatulis came back to it, it's a turnover on downs as the Warriors stiffen at the right time defensively. They get the football back with a chance maybe to just run the clock out of this one.
You would think so at this point, and again, no signs of Tasso Whipple, nor should there be with this lead. And as we go through the scoreboard, Woodland Hills pulling away 30-20 with 44 seconds left. That was a big one. They were up early.
That's a back and forth game.
Fell behind there momentarily and seemingly will hang on and scoot, put in work again as only he can.
I talk to Ron Prady, Greater Latrobe's head coach, every week. For
Boomer is the local.
Yep. I do a preview story for the Latrobe Bulletin, and I asked him something that John Ruane had said to me earlier this year, in which he called Woodland Hills the most talented team in this conference, as this one blown dead. It is Cody Iacomelli. That's a familiar last name, speaking of that 2021 state championship team, who is getting snaps at quarterback. So Ruane said, I think Woodland Hills is the most talented team in this conference. I said, Ron, do you second that? He said, yeah. So talent's one thing, but now they seemingly will have beaten 2 of the top teams in this conference, both on the road for Woodland Hills.
That's right, and I think one of the things that people weren't sure about, locals, people I've talked to in and around Woodland Hills program, they said if the line can get together, all the other pieces are there, and from all reports, the line has been good, played well, big, strong, and they have enough skilled people to take advantage of it. Now the flags come out here towards the end.
That's a Cheplick carry. I did Greensburg-Salem hosting Ambridge last week. Chris was there with me. I believe something in the ballpark of 27 penalties for 290-some yards.
So I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, which means I'm going to, but was Nick Murray doing the clock? Because if Nick was doing the clock, he is the coordinator of male officials, and you wonder if that just had a little bit of influence over the people in stripes. Nick Murray, one of the really good guys. Please let this come off right.
Did you say influencer of officials?
Coordinator.
Oh, okay.
Of male officials. And you just wonder if those officials that night felt that presence and wanted to be on guard.
If you are the coordinator, do you want to see a lot of penalties?
That's what I mean. And knowing Nick that I do, Nick is not one of those. But you just wonder if the officials felt some of that. Or it could have just been the way the game was played. That certainly is a possibility too.
Iacomelli rolling. And he's going to tuck it and run, and he's just tripped up. Might have had a big gain if not for that shoestring tackle. Cody Iacomelli, the brother of Cade, who is now a running back at Wisconsin, started defensively for the Badgers, but made the transition to running back last year, and he's become a pretty valuable piece for that squad. They played Alabama this season.
Yeah, I know one of Cade's good friends, Noah Wright, a Seton Hill student, and Noah and some buddies went up to the game and just mentioned what an amazing atmosphere it was all the way around. And, for Cade to be a part of that, it's certainly well-deserving, and has some great football ahead of him.
Cheplick, he's got a burst, and we might see it here. John Ruane said he's the fastest guy on the team, and he will take it all the way for a touchdown. There's a player down, but I don't see a flag down. If it stands, it's 86 yards.
Oh, they said he went out. He went out at the 34.
That is a tough break, and now behind the play, the trainers will come out for a Plum player down. So take the points off the board, and now focus shifts to this injury, and they're running out trainers and coaches immediately. So with this stoppage in the action, we will take a break. No touchdown, Warriors ball. They are up in the fourth quarter.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Hansen. And I'm Dr. Jeff Donatelli, and we're the dentists here at Aesthetic Family Dental at Manor Harrison City Road. Our belief in high quality care can be seen through our modern technology and digital workflow. We use 3D x-rays for implant planning. We have an in-house lab where we custom design crowns utilizing high-strength porcelain. At our office, we believe in preventative care. However, if we do have to do some type of intervention, I will perform the same type of dentistry that I do on my own family.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday night football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Honkus.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Hansen. And I'm Dr. Jeff Donatelli. And we're the dentists here at Aesthetic Family Dental at Manor Harrison City Road. Our belief in high quality care can be seen through our modern technology and digital workflow. We use 3D x-rays for implant planning. We have an in-house lab where we custom design crowns utilizing high-strength porcelain. At our office, we believe in preventative care. However, if we do have to do some type of intervention, I will perform the same type of dentistry that I do on my own family.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday night football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Honkus.
Well, it is a scary sight here as Trent Reese, we believe, the player down for the Mustangs. We've seen, obviously, the Plum coaches and trainers come out, and now Penn-Trafford coaches as well, and they are getting the stretcher out, and that's the last thing you want to see in any sporting event.
And they're allowing, it looks like family members maybe down here. We saw the replay a bit. Nothing that jumps out at you, but the way that the player hit the ground and then didn't respond afterwards is obviously a bit concerning. And hats off to all the professionals here on site doing their job. I mean, we really forget how well trained these people are, and they're trained for these kind of moments. And there is, I think you would agree, Sean, kind of a muted response over the crowd.
Yeah, you cheer for your team, win or lose, but whichever side you're on, you don't want to see anyone seriously injured. And it's also the uncertainty of not knowing exactly. I'm sure there's people that are still wondering who that is that's down, because there's been personnel huddled around. Again, looking at the Plum footage next to us, we believe that it's Reese, but you have to figure there's dozens and dozens of parents or family members of Plum players, wondering who that is that's down right now and how serious this could be.
That's right, and again, that was our best guess. But we don't want to alert any families either way out there. And I think the big point is just professionals are there on site doing their job, and trust they're in good hands here.
Well, we certainly hope for the best here. In the meantime, we will step aside. Action has come to a halt here. Warriors with the lead, 34-10 in the fourth quarter over Plum. Injury timeout on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Hansen. And I'm Dr. Jeff Donatelli. And we're the dentists here at Aesthetic Family Dental at Manor Harrison City Road. Our belief in high quality care can be seen through our modern technology and digital workflow. We use 3D x-rays for implant planning. We have an in-house lab where we custom design crowns utilizing high-strength porcelain. At our office, we believe in preventative care. However, if we do have to do some type of intervention, I will perform the same type of dentistry that I do on my own family.
Hi, this is Chuck Honkus, and it's been my honor to serve you for nearly a decade as Penn Township Commissioner. Friday Night Football in Penn-Trafford is not just a game, it's a tradition that spans many generations. I am blessed to be a part of this special community with my family and friends. Good luck to the Penn-Trafford players, coaches, band, and cheerleaders on another great season. Paid for by friends of Chuck Conkus.
Well, as you see right now, the team's meeting at midfield because this game has been ended with 2:03 left on the clock. It is a non-conference game, and it is a fairly lopsided score. And obviously, right now, neither team is focused on the game at hand. So I believe it will officially go as a 34-10 Warriors victory over the Mustangs. And again, we and everyone here has their focus on the injury, which we believe is Trent Reese. We still have not seen that live, but just looking at the replay, we thought that he might have been the player who went down. And now both teams believe or certainly the Penn-Trafford team is going to do probably a reflection on this right now. And we're hearing a lot of sirens coming this way, which is also not a great sign.
Yeah, there is an ambulance coming down the hill and came with the lights on. Yeah, a good job here by the officials, athletic directors getting together. There's a few things. I think the game was in hand. Everybody kind of felt comfortable that way, but also mentally trying to come back and play a handful of plays to finish out. Kids might not be in the right mindset for that. I think a good decision by all the adults involved, and our prayers will go out. We need to put a bow on this, Sean, although not with the same maybe energy that we normally would.
Yes, we do have some things to get to, so we'll pick our Dom's Pizzeria player of the game. Dom's Pizzeria on Cavan Avenue in Trafford, made fresh. Call 412-372-DOMS for takeout or delivery. Player of the game receives a free pizza. Mention some of the names. Mark, is anyone jumping out to you for tonight's winner?
Yeah, we're going to go. It was a pretty historic night. Let's not forget where we had 2 female kickers on each side, and they scored 4 of the first 10 points of the game. But getting 2 extra points for her team, Alexis Brown, number 81, kicker for Penn-Trafford. And Alexis, you are our Dom's Pizzeria Westmoreland Sports player of the game.
Well, this is not the way that we want any broadcast, any game to end. And unfortunately, there's nothing you or I will be able to provide of insight for the time being. So we certainly hope that this injury is not as serious and that this is a precautionary measure. But anytime you see this type of stuff, it is very scary. And so, again, don't want to say with 100% certainty, but the initial thought was it was Trent Reese for the Mustangs. And hopefully he is going to be all right after this. A scary ending. This game is official, and it is a Penn-Trafford victory. The Warriors win this one 34-10. That'll do it here for the Westmoreland Sports Network. For Chris Smith, for Mark Katarski, Sean Myers signing off. A Warriors victory on homecoming, but certainly a subdued celebration for Penn-Trafford as the thoughts for us go out to the injured Mustang player. That'll do it here tonight on the Westmoreland Sports Network.